All right, we're live. We thought we would never get here. Week 6, Twitter is down, the world is ending, but we're still doing it. We're still making picks. We got the hottest better in the world right now on the show, Michael Cirio. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling so good. Brought the brooms out last week. 5 for 5. I told you this part of the season is when it really starts to heat up. You really start to get a feel on who are, the really good teams, who are the teams capable of upsets. Even going a little bit farther, who's a strong offense, who's a strong defense, and how that's going to match up each week. I'm feeling great. Again, yeah, let's keep it going. Let's see if we can keep this streak moving.
Let's do it. So we'll bring up the scoreboard and we're going to start trying to do things a little differently here. We're going to change up how we do the $3 parlay piece and really try to take a look back at just doing the pick fives for what we're doing because we missed a lot of the $3 parlays more than we hit them. So we wanted it to be more of an accurate assessment pretty much of who's hitting and who's not. So as you can see on the board right now, it's really close. It's a tight race. Yeah, I go ahead and take a lap there for a second.
I mean, I'm sitting pretty. I think 2 of my weeks have equaled your whole season so far, or almost been your whole season. Yeah, just last week alone was more than your whole season. So that feels great. We'll see. I mean, again, it's a 13-week season. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. That's part of betting. You got to take advantage of when you're hot, but also kind of fight your way through those lows. So we'll see. It's definitely too early to count anything out, but again, the Natural's looking good, feeling good. He's got the headband on. I mean, what more do you want?
If we were doing MLB bets, this might look a little different because your boy's been hot.
Are we taking the first inning over again, or what's the plan?
Already done it. Already put in another $5 to do that.
Okay, good.
Not feeling great about tonight. So let's pull up your bets from this last week. Obviously, all of them hit. Any of them that you want to maybe touch on here for a quick second or two?
Yeah, the big 2 that I liked were both of my college football ones, and I felt like what I said on last week's episode was exactly correct. Miami's offense could not handle Clemson's defense by any means. They scored, 7 of their however many they ended up with off a blocked kick to end half, or I guess 6 technically. But again, I mean, Miami, good team, not a great team. Clemson ultimately steamrolled them. Pretty much, was exactly what I said. Miami's not going to be able to cover their end of the 31 to make it a 62 points. And even though it was close at the end, the total ended at 59 for the game. It was pretty comfortable. There was some garbage time touchdowns at the end, but it was never going to go over. And I felt great about that one. The other one was UNC Virginia Tech. UNC, the best running game, the best running back duo in the country, and they showed that. Virginia Tech strongest strength. Biggest strength is their run defense. I think they were averaging something like 64 yards per game coming in. And, again, look at who Virginia Tech's played. And what did I say about UNC having Sam Howell calling the shots? They won by like 6 times this spread. It was easy. The rest of them, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna do a little foreshadowing on this Browns pick'em. I threw that one in at the end because I said that I thought Cleveland was underrated in terms of how Vegas viewed them coming out of that Dallas Cowboys game, and they showed it. I mean, they offensively and defensively destroyed the Colts. So, I don't want to spend too much time talking about myself because I'll let the numbers speak for themselves here. But yeah, I just wanted to pat myself on the back for those college football picks, and what I was able to say was exactly what happened.
Yeah, and then we won't even go to your $3 parlay. You thought Notre Dame was just going to trounce all over Florida State.
Yeah, we'll skip over that. I was hoping that we could move past that point. Luckily, my parlay was dead by Saturday around 3 with that Florida and A&M upset.
What a weird week. Yeah, my week was destroyed by college football. Really, just awful. Florida, even when you try to root for them, they screw you.
That was rough. I mean, because the thing was, I said that was going to be my number 2 pick. I wanted that game, and I mean, I still think you repeat that game, you play it 10 times, or whatever you want to call it, 100 times, and Florida wins it a majority of the times, or Florida covers that 7-point spread. But I never saw them not covering, and I never saw them losing out.
Yeah, it's Jimbo.
Yeah,
Jimbo's 8-1 against the Gators in his career. So who knows?
I believe it.
But I will say, as hot as you are on your pick fives, still undefeated on the Tasty's pick of the week.
That's correct.
Told you guys to check out this ECU team. ECU money line, not even covering. The road team, underdogs, easy.
Yeah.
Easiest bet you could have made this entire week.
Yeah, and actually, I went back. I did a little digging deeper into that. USF offense, I think they scored over the whole season, the 2 or 3 games they had leading up to this, it was 2 touchdowns. Yeah. So I jumped in on that as well. It was over by the first quarter. Great pick. Yeah, great pick on that one.
Well, we'll let the past be the past. We both had pretty positive weeks, I'd say. Considering how my weeks had gone, to go from 200 to 400 to 600. I mean, it's progress.
That is progress. You're right.
Not all of us can go from 200 to batting 1,000 there really quick.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's see here. My first pick that I'm going to take. You go back to the well when it's good, right? I mean, you keep up with a good thing if you've got it.
I knew it.
And I'm taking Navy at ECU.
Oh,
I'm going to take ECU to cover +3.
It's actually not what I thought. I like it though. I looked at this game quickly. I'm just going to talk while you're typing in, and I looked at it. Yeah, I didn't have it on my board, but I did just pique my interest, just how good ECU. But let's let you talk on why you picked this.
Yeah, I mean they're the home underdog against a Navy team that hasn't really looked that great all year, and they just came off of shellacking USF. I mean, I think I saw in the post game interview that they did this for the $3 Parlay podcast. They heard what we said and said, "Look, these guys believe in us. We got to go win this game," and they did. And I don't know. Them not even having to win the game as the home team with pretty favorable odds. It made all the sense in the world as a first pick, just to kind of start it out pretty easy.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. And the odds look good. The odds look good. Anything else?
No, that was it. I think it's your turn.
Yeah, that was it. Well, I'm excited because I was genuinely worried that this pick wouldn't even make it to me at number 2. But now that I know I've got it, I'm going to go ahead. I will Control V, change my formatting. Green Bay.
Oh, I would never take that from you.
Yeah, I mean, Green Bay traveling down to Florida against the Bucks, coming off on their bye, getting Devontae Adams back. They didn't lose. Getting Kenny Clark back, their defensive tackle who just signed that huge offseason contract, against a Bucks team who, yes, has had, I think it's 9 days rest because they played that Thursday night game, so they had a little bit extra rest. But you look at what Chicago's defense was able to do to the Bucks front line and to Tom. I mean, did he even know what down it was the whole game? Because he sure as hell didn't know on that last drive. And I'm going to go even farther. I'm going to put a little bold claim out here, and I'm going to say the Packers defense this year is better than the Bears. Now, how does Vegas get a Packers -1? I have no idea. I mean, I know it's Tom Brady, and I know what Tom Brady has been able to do in the past, but this is a completely different team. They're without their number 2 wide receiver, Chris Godwin. I just don't see how they get it done. I don't
I'm
I don't
with
see it
you.
anywhere close.
I'm with you. When the lines came out, you texted me this one, and I went ahead and put some down on it because it at the time I was like, yeah, that's a really easy bet. But the more I think about it, you give Tom Brady a couple extra days and you make him the laughing stock of the NFL world
He
with all
is the
these memes, he's
yes.
gonna be pissed. He's gonna
I
be
just
pissed.
I mean, yeah, he'll try hard, but I think the Green Bay Packers defense is severely underrated. I know that they've been averaging like 30 points that they've been giving up, but that's not these types of whatever you call Bruce Arians West Coast pass heavy
Yeah,
offense. It's going to be, and I know the Bucks have a good defense, and they're good against the run game, which is where Green Bay gets a lot of their offense. But I mean, how can you bet against this Green Bay Packers offense? It's too easy. I mean, I'll spend all day. Let's move on, please.
all
Please,
right,
let's
let's
move
do it.
on.
Well, speaking of prolific offenses, this next one's going to be pretty easy as well because I don't know if there is a team that's being more underrated right now in college football. Oh, I'm in the wrong spreadsheet.
Get out of my spreadsheet.
Hold on.
Get
I'm
out
going
of
to
my
take Ole
spreadsheet.
Miss at Arkansas,
Let's see. I want to see what you do with this.
and I'm going to take Ole Miss -1.5.
Interesting. While you're typing that in, I'll just go ahead and say I was going to take the over between these two. The over was 75 points, which is
I don't trust Arkansas's offense enough because I looked at that as well.
so. And here's the only reason why I liked it. Kendall Briles, who you and I are familiar with,
He's
FSU
terrible.
offensive coordinator last year. He's the offensive coordinator there. And now I'm blanking on his name. I was just thinking of it 2 seconds ago. The University of Florida quarterback who transferred.
Trey.
No, that's not him. I'm going to think of it like 20 minutes later. Anyways, he transferred
Yep.
from University of Florida. Now he's on Arkansas, and I think it's going to be an explosive game. I do like the pick, but yeah, the over under. I mean, 75 points. You rarely ever see that against two SEC teams, but
I don't know. Ole Miss had Alabama in a close one.
they did.
And I think if anything else, I mean, they put up 48 points on Alabama in a Big 12 matchup, or at least it looked like one.
Felipe Franks.
That's right. That's who it was.
Yeah.
I think this Ole Miss doesn't have a defense, but I think their offense is too good, and I think they're going to be pissed off coming in this game, having gone down to the wire with Alabama, that they're just going to come in here and blow out this Arkansas team. I mean, it's 1.5 points, right? They got to win by at least a field goal. I just see that being so easy. Lane Kiffin's going to find a way. He's not going to start his tenure there 1-3.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it. With how bad Ole Miss's defense is, though, I just worry if Ole Miss runs into, let's say 4 drives that end up in a punt or whatever. Is that going to be enough? 5 drives. Is their defense going to be able to stop Arkansas? But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, yeah, Ole Miss definitely doesn't deserve to have that line. I just thought that the over/under at 75 was pretty easy, considering Ole Miss can put up 50 on any given weekend.
Yep.
But moving back, let's go back to the NFL, because personally, that's where I've been having a great deal of success. And I think I'm just going to keep picking on. No, you know what? let's go to college football. Let's go to college football.
Okay.
One of my Patreon supporters just live tweeted at me and said he really wanted to hear me talk about this pick. So I want to get the primetime game. I'm going to go Georgia, Alabama, the big 2v3 matchup this weekend. And I'm going to take Alabama covering the 4.5. I want to lock this in before it gets to 5 because this morning it was a 4 flat. Now it moved to 4.5. And I mean, really, this to me is about as easy as it gets. I know Georgia's defense is probably the best in the SEC, but Alabama's offense,
It's a top 5 in the country.
it's a top 5 in the NFL. It
Yep.
really is. It really is. But Alabama's offense is also a top 5 defense in the NFL. No, Alabama's offense has NFL stars all over it. All over it. Their wide receiver depth, even like their second strings, are going to be NFL players. Their running back, what's his name, Najee Harris, should go first round, you would imagine. Georgia, on the other hand, has looked so shaky on offense when they can't get the run game going. And I just worry that they won't be able to get the run game going. And I really think that's going to be the difference. I'm not expecting anything high scoring. You know, I don't know if Alabama even gets to 30 points, but something like 28-21. You know, just a good old fashioned SEC football game, a couple turnovers here and there.
No.
We'll see.
I'm mad that you've taken this because I had it the complete opposite way of Georgia money line.
Did you? Well, you can thank me later.
I don't think you understand how. Look, I mean, it's as close to Atlanta sports as you can really get in college football,
It's true.
and none of Saban's disciples have ever beaten him. And it would make all the sense in the world that with Saban not being able to coach the game with COVID, Georgia would win, and then they would play each other in the SEC championship, and Georgia would lose. It's one of those things that it doesn't have a lot to do with the teams because both teams have recruited top 3 recruiting classes over the last 4 years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's talent on both sides. Georgia has one of the best tight ends in the country in Trey McKitty. I don't know. I'm pissed you took that because I actually was gonna say something nice about Georgia, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, I've got too much college on here. I need to go. I need to go to the NFL, and I think today, man, I gotta take it. And I hate to do it, but I'm taking Arizona at Dallas.
Ooh.
And I'm taking Arizona -1.5.
Are we gonna just be an Arizona Cardinals podcast?
We could be.
We could.
I gotta find the odds on this one really quick because it's the cell that I accidentally deleted, and apparently undo is not working tonight. But look, Dallas should have lost that game last week to the Giants.
I can't believe
the Giants were playing so well, and then when you lose somebody like Dak Prescott, like that's a blow. I get Andy Dalton has been a starter, you know, for almost a decade. But I think they won that game on pure emotion. We've seen that Dallas is a really terrible team, and we've seen that Arizona is actually a really good team. And I think they spent all of that emotion last week to win that game, and they're just going to come up short on this game without having Dak. It's not really going to be a game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we talked about it last week with Arizona. They started off the first 2 weeks looking like the best offense, and then weeks 3 and 4 completely laid an egg. Last week was a get-right game for them, and I mean, you think about like momentum of a team or whatever you want to call it. I think Arizona is going to be one of those teams where when the getting's good, things are going to be good. But when things are bad, things are going to be bad. And I think Arizona right now is hot. They have an excellent opponent. They have an excellent opponent with Dallas. Dallas's defense, I don't know about in real life, but I know in fantasy they were averaging 0 points going into last week, literally averaging 0 points. They were they had as many games negative as they did positive.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. So, yeah, I don't see what Dallas is going to be able to do. I know that the Cardinals defense has been kind of underperforming, and obviously they're going to be relying on Zeke to carry them, but no, this should be a lock. I like it.
Good.
Let me switch
All
over.
right.
Now I'm on
What
your
do you got
Excel
next?
sheet. We are going to go into a little bit of. Now let's get my pick here.
Great pick.
Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry.
Thank you. I got to stay with it. I got to stay with it.
Wow.
Yep. I got to stay with it. The Browns did me right last week. They did me right last week. The Browns are a good team, but guess what? Steelers are a better team. Steelers, undefeated, high octane offense, better offense than the Browns. And I'll say this. Let me get the timestamp so we can make sure that we have this documented. 21-10. The St. Louis, not St. Louis, the Pittsburgh the Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiving core is better than the Cleveland Browns wide receiving core. That is correct. That is correct.
Yeah, I mean, who would you argue on the Browns is better? That's like a no-brainer.
Exactly.
That's
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Who's been non-existent this year.
Non-existent. Chase Claypool, you know what he did last week.
Yeah.
Washington and the new guy who, I mean, there's so many I can't even keep up with it. It's so much better.
It's so fluky.
Defense.
It's so
yeah,
fluky.
it is. But it's Big Ben versus Baker Mayfield. It's in Pittsburgh, and the defense. The Steelers are on pace, and it's too early to start this conversation, so I'm not going to get too into it.
I hate this. I feel so bad for you because you're going to take a week where you swept your pick 5.
Yes.
And just completely lose all 5 of these. You're going so bold on these.
No. The Steelers defense is on pace to set the NFL all-time record for sacks in a season. They are on pace to blow it out.
Does anybody on the Steelers have their own commercial deal? Exactly. That's what I thought.
Not current.
That's what I thought.
Troy Polamalu, I'm pretty sure, still has a deal.
He's not on that defense anymore. He is not on that defense anymore.
He is not.
Man, boy. Can't take that one anymore. That one's already started. Thanks, Georgia State.
You're welcome. Well, they're losing to Arkansas State right now, so.
Good. Well, I'm glad I did not pick something from that game then. Shoot. This is tough. This is tough. No, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry. I was just creating suspense for this pick because, of course, it's the tastiest pick of the week. This one's damn good. You will eat it off the bones, lick your fingers. Oh, it's so good. This is it right here. We're going for the three-peat right here. We're going back to the original, the Ravens at the Eagles. Ravens -8.
Yep, I like it. That's what I thought you were going to go with first, to be honest. I thought you were going to pick them because when you said, you need to dig deep into the well, I thought, okay, he's going with the Ravens.
No, ECU is my new favorite team. I mean, I've got 3 shirts and a jersey coming in.
Well deserved.
Yeah, but no, this Eagles team caused a heart attack for you, I know, with the way that they were playing against the Steelers last week.
Okay.
They're not in division, but that's really a rivalry game. But the Eagles are terrible. Eagles suck. They wasted a ton of effort and energy on that game. And I think the Ravens are feeling a little disrespected right now. Lamar Jackson is feeling a little disrespected, and I think they're just gonna go into the link and just obliterate this Eagles team. Obliterate them.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles are just they're not good. They're not good.
Nope.
They haven't been able to do anything, and I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I know you picked him once earlier, I believe, as well, but as long as Carson Wentz is under center, they're going to be
Yeah.
a below average team.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense. But I take that back. It does. I get it. If you win a Super Bowl and it's the first time you've ever won one, you give that quarterback a lifetime contract, even though he didn't take you there and didn't win it for you.
Yeah, but they just drafted Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts has looked, when he's on the field, even during the packages where they have him and Carson Wentz on the field, just the offense under him looks so much better. And I think it's going to be
Because
soon.
he's a quarterback.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's going to be soon. I wouldn't be surprised if during this week we see maybe an entire stretch of just pure Jalen Hurts.
Now, how long is a stretch? Is that like 2 plays?
No, like in a full from until score or punt. I'm not even going to say turnover. It's just going to be score or punt. And let's be honest, just score.
Do I wish I would have taken this line before we started the podcast? All right, go ahead. It's your shot.
Thank you very much. My last one in the NFL. Come on. There we go. Go ahead and give me the big one. Give me the big one. Now, I wanted this to be my tastiest pick because this is the Big Mac. I mean, this is the Big Fitz.
Okay.
This is the Big Fins.
Okay.
And this is the Little Jets.
Well, you can't be picking the Dolphins and say that it's the Big Mac because the Dolphins are in Miami and that's where Burger King is headquartered. So,
okay, well, the Big King.
Whopper of the week.
Whopper of the week. You're locked in. The Jets. This is not so much a pick. I just want to put this out there. This is not so much a pick for the Dolphins. It's a pick against the Jets. It could have been almost any team, excluding the Falcons. And this is not me picking on the Falcons. I'm being so serious. I wouldn't take the Falcons minus.
No, they're tanking now. They're tanking now.
How do the Jets score points? How are they going to score points? Seriously. I mean, Adam Gase. Actually, you know what? Maybe they'll score like 50 points this week. Adam Gase isn't going to be calling plays. So
I just want you to sit there and realize there for a second that you're actually confident in picking the Dolphins.
I'm not only confident in picking the Dolphins, I'm making this my big.
Let's see how you wager it.
Mac pick of the week.
Let's see how you wager it. This is going to be interesting.
I feel great about it. 9.5 points. I'm normally so against 9.5 points, but
I mean, unless it's like a really good team like the Ravens.
Correct. Yeah, well, of course. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right, my last pick. I got to make this last one a good one. Yikes. What do you think? Do I stay in the NFL, or do I go back to college?
I personally feel better right now about sticking in the NFL. College has been so wishy-washy.
Yeah, you're right. I got to make up some ground.
Yeah, I'm just worried about what colleges are doing during the week. Who knows what practice looks like compared to what it was years ago. Obviously, film sessions are different. They're not even letting both quarterbacks in the same room or spend like more than however many minutes together. This is just such a weird college year. I really don't know. Unless it's a high-profile team, I'm trying to stay clear of it.
Yeah, well, I'm not taking Florida this week. That's for sure. Shots at you, Dan Mullen. I'm going to take this Bears at Panthers game.
Oh, please tell me you.
I'm taking Bears money line.
Oh, no.
I'm a big fan of the road ball this week. I mean, let's look at it, actually. I've taken every road team except for ECU, which, I mean, that's a no-brainer. The Panthers aren't that good.
They're not in terms of if you look at their roster, but they've been able to get it done.
Against who? The Falcons?
Yeah.
Everybody's been able to do that.
Well,
they beat a Falcons team that I think over the last 6 or 7 years they've only beat 2 other times. When they've even had better teams.
But we're not betting
the-
on we're not
They
betting on
don't have
them
they
in
don't have
6-7 years.
CMC. They don't have a quarterback. They don't really have wide receivers.
So
This is not me saying that I think the Bears are good, but this is also an undefeated Bears team that actually looks like they know what they're doing.
Oh man. Well, here's the thing. Maybe I'm just being too harsh. I just don't think the Bears are a good team.
I don't either.
That being said, the Bears keep winning. They find ways to win.
The Bears actually have some level of talent on their team.
I take it back. I don't hate this pick as much. The Bears were the other team on Thursday Night Football, so they're coming off more rest as well.
I mean, their defense held. I mean, the Bucks have a really good offense, and I hate to say it, but they held that offense to under 20 points.
What was the spread? Wasn't it like just 2.5 or 3 points?
Yeah, it was. It's within a field goal, and that's them as the away team.
Yeah,
like it's pretty much you put it on a neutral field, and the Bears would be favored.
It's 1.5. Yeah, it's 1.5.
Yeah, even more.
It's closer.
I don't know. It's again, this has nothing to do with me thinking the Bears are good.
I don't hate this pick as much.
This is more of just like the Panthers aren't good.
Well, they lost that defensive lineman who was looking like he was going to be an All-Pro that they just signed. I don't remember his name unless he's a Packers player. I don't take the time to remember.
Bears.
The Panthers did. The Panthers.
I just put Khalil Mack out there and just let him
terrorize. He's been great.
Teddy Bridgewater.
I don't hate the pick as much.
All right, who are you taking?
My last one will be in the college football ranks. It's going to go with the same team who I just got familiar with last week, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
First time we agreed on a pick.
Wow, good. All right, so I'm going to take over 62. Louisville, not good at all, but I think they're going to be able to do enough. I'm thinking they score something like 18 points, and I think Notre Dame is going to score another 50. They did that against Florida State. I think Florida State defense and Louisville defense are more similar than different. Just in terms of how more like bottom 5.
Bottom 5 NFL defense, okay.
Bottom 5 NFL defense, yeah. This is all Notre Dame. I'm going to need Notre Dame to get close to 50, between 45 and 50 to make this happen. But I feel good about it. I feel like they're going to be on the higher end. Their offense is really clicking. We'll see.
I'm with you. I have this one as well.
I'm not huge on it. I'm really not. I just didn't see the other NFL games were close, and then the college football games even are kind of tough. So I kind of had to stretch a little bit, but I'm glad that you agree. Maybe I'm not glad. I don't know. But 62 points for a Notre Dame offense.
And here's the way that I see it is Notre Dame's going to score points, obviously.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame let Florida State cover. And Florida State looked a lot better than they had in the last several games. But it's also Florida State without an offensive line.
Yeah. Well, Notre Dame, they were on that 4th and 2. They decided to run the ball.
But still, they still let up all those points.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think Louisville's offense is probably better than Florida State's, if not on par.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see that as being an easy cover. I'm with you there.
Cool.
I'm with you there. All right. Well, while we're here, like we kind of teased at the beginning, we're going to change up to $3 parlays. We're just going to do 2 teams now, and they can be any 2 bets that you'd like to make. Doesn't have to be anything on your list, anything on mine, just 2. So with you having the hot hand, what are you taking?
Man, so yeah, mix it up a little bit. We haven't hit one in a while, so I think I'm going to go a little bit safer. I've been spending just day and night thinking about this. Who's going to be my $3 parlay?
Yep.
Am I going to go original picks? Am I going to go one mine, one yours? Am I going to go off the grid? Am I going to try to go a little bit unique and go into, some game props? And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I haven't slept in days getting to this moment. But what I will tell you is feeling great about this Packers game. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. I mean, this Packers game is going to be locked in. I'm going to be sitting pretty, cheering, drinking my Miller Lite brewed Wisconsinably. And the other one, just to give myself a little bit of Saturday double down action.
Yeah.
Let's go with Georgia, Alabama.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do both. Let's chase the high and really try to put this week away.
Jeez. I mean, we already talked about your picks. I don't like them.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, one of us will definitely have something to say next week. I hope that the trend continues because usually it's been me being able to pat myself on the back, but we'll see. I mean, the thing is, it's crazy. Like last week when we were finishing up the episode, I'd say, I feel good about my picks. I feel good about all 5. This week, I'm not going to let my viewers down. I put my heart and soul into it, but I just don't have that same level. And, I want to make sure that I'm transparent to our viewers and especially transparent to our Patreon subscribers, and just bet responsibly this week.
Always bet the over in the Braves Dodgers games,
of course,
especially if the roof is open. All right, so I'm sitting here. I'm going to diversify my bets a little bit. I've got a bunch of picks that I really like this week. So for my parlay, the first game I'm going to take is Clemson at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
And I'm taking Georgia Tech. I can't get off of them, Michael. There's something about this team that I like. And it might be that they use Waffle House in a lot of their promotions to get recruits to look at the school. That's probably it. But I'm going to take them to cover the 27-point spread at -105. And here's why. Georgia Tech's offenses look pretty good. Georgia Tech has looked decently good this season. Clemson is not even giving a shit about this game. They know they can walk in and win this game without a problem after they spent all their effort and time planning on how they were just going to beat the shit out of Miami last week. These boys are tired. Dowell's going to be doing whatever he can to get them, win the game, but they're not going to try that hard.
So, are you expecting more of just a backdoor? Clemson gets the job done in the first half, and then Georgia Tech scores 17 points in the second half.
27 points. That's so many.
That is so many. That's a lot. It's a lot. I even looked at.
Clemson was motivated last week against Miami because, of course, it's Miami and they're back like they are every year. These guys aren't going to be motivated to play Georgia Tech. I mean, who does Clemson have on their schedule next week? Let's see. I want to look at that because that might swing my pick really quick.
I don't know. Don't really do my best to keep up with Clemson football. I try to stay away from them.
Yeah, I mean, they got a huge game the following week against Syracuse. So, I mean, they're looking ahead. I don't know. 27 points is a lot.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I think you kind of talked me into it. Georgia Tech, they know where they are in the college football and in the ACC ranks. They're at the bottom. I mean, right? Is that fair to say? That's not too harsh.
They're in the bottom third.
Georgia Tech is trying to build themselves up. Georgia Tech, obviously, every team would want to win against Clemson. They know they're not going to win. They're going to try to go out, put on a respectable performance, play from start to finish. I like it. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, and the momentum that Georgia Tech has had has been definitely above expectations. I mean, they opened up the season against Florida State and won as an underdog, as a double-digit underdog. and they really kept the momentum going. Obviously, letting down against Syracuse, but that's going to happen. This Georgia Tech team is going to lose games. They're not a good team yet, but their momentum is definitely trending up.
My other pick,
right.
I'm taking this
Yeah.
this Louisville Notre Dame game. I
Over
liked it a lot.
62. Cool.
Yep,
All
I had
right.
the same
All
pick.
right.
That's the one of yours that I liked, so I'm going to bring it over. That way,
Okay.
when you get 4 of those right, and that's the one you get wrong, that I get a chance to be mad at you.
You can blame it on me. All
Yeah.
right. Well, now I'm worried about me going a little bit too heavy. I might have been sipping too much of the juice
Well, go
earlier
ahead
on.
and set your wagers. When you got the
All
hot
right.
hand, man.
All right. So I like living life on the edge. I mean, it really gets the blood flowing. Watching games is good, but having high stakes money on the games is even better. And when I'm talking high stakes, I'm talking my max bet 3.
Sheesh,
I'm talking 30% of my budget on
boy.
one game. That's correct, on one game. Let me put in a 2. I think I'm going to change that, but I just want to make sure that my math is going to be okay.
It's a
Steelers
lot of
Brown.
money.
I know. Steeler Brown, 1.5 for now. I mean, man, I don't know what to think about the Browns. I want to give them their credit, but at the same time, I just don't think that they're a good team. They're like, in my opinion, the Browns are your Cincinnati Reds, your San Diego Padres of the NFL. You know, looks great on paper. The the algorithms project them to win however many games, but as soon as they get out on the field and as soon as they get in the locker room together, it falls apart. That's how I view the Browns. Great
So you're
players, not a good
comparing
team.
Baker Mayfield to Fernando Tatis Jr. Gets
I
a
would,
lot of attention and can be good, but just
Baker Mayfield to me looks more like Manny Machado. I think that I would put Odo Beckham as Tatis Jr. Kind of like the hair, and like
they both like to get shit on.
they both like to get shit on.
Yeah, I
I
see
don't
it.
know. I don't know how to bet this Browns team yet. They crushed me when I bet on them when I bet against them versus Dallas, and they helped me out when I got them against the Colts. We'll see. I don't know. So I'm not going to go too much. But this Dolphins one, I'm feeling fantastic about. And you know what? You know what?
Tell me.
Max bet. Let me
Wow.
have a max bet. So I'll do one, and then I got to go up here and change. I'm going to change um
So you're
my
not
very
confident in it anymore? Wow.
yeah.
Yikes.
That's
It's crazy.
that well. And here's the other thing: is I'm putting so much money on it. Also, my $3 parlay that I'm gonna be winning a ton of money anyway. So I kind of need to win money elsewhere. Yeah, I feel good about
Sure.
that. I feel good. If between those 3, the Dolphins -9.5. Oh my gosh, the Dolphins are playing great. The Dolphins really are playing good football right now, under the radar, led by their quarterback. When is Tua going to get the ball? Like 2024. He's not getting it anytime soon. Fitzmagic is here, and he's staying. Lock that in.
All right. We're locking it in. I'm just going to spread this around a little bit, not get too crazy on these bets. I like them all fairly evenly. Um, I like this ECU bet up here. I think a lot of it's me riding on the great bet that I made last week. I don't know a ton about the ECU team, for being completely honest.
But hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. So I'm just going to go pretty even across the board. Mainly that way, these down here that um, are even, they're nice little boost right there. So I don't know. I'm going to keep it pretty even across the board, but yeah, we got another week's worth of picks. If we have any of these games change due to COVID, we're going to make some changes, some rearranges. But otherwise, it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to have a lot of people looking to see if you're going to keep this streak alive.
I mean, all eyes will be glued in. We'll send a tweet out. Yeah, let's see how it does. Let's see if you can make up any ground. I mean, I'm looking over my shoulder and I'm like, come on, buddy. Like, come on.
I hope so. Well, we're going to get ready to have this be clipped of you talking so much shit, and then going from batting 1,000 to the platinum sombrero over here.
Oh
So
no! Oh no!
speaking
We
of
should
platinum
make it.
sombrero, that's a great segue. We got to get the hell out of here because I got to go watch the Dodgers win another game by about 13 runs. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week, next Thursday. Go Braves. Just please maybe win a game. And we'll talk to y'all next week.